In the heart of Lagos, beneath the old Kata Bridge where the lagoon's waters murmured dark secrets, a legend had grown over the years. They whispered his name with a shiver Sango, and not the god, but the terror of the night. A sinister figure that lurked in the shadows, with eyes glowing like the hot coals of a forge. His deeds had turned the bridge into a place of dread once the sun dipped below the horizon. Sango had once been a man named Kola, or so the stories said. A laborer whose life had been marked by loss and betrayal. The death of his family in a mysterious fire had unmoored him from reality, leading him to the underbelly of the bridge, where he disappeared into madness and darkness. Ada, a young investigative journalist, was drawn to this urban legend, sensing a deeper story beneath the tales of horror. Armed with her notepad and a fierce determination, she ventured into the dimly lit areas of Lagos at night, interviewing the homeless and the night wanderers, gathering whispers and sightings of the supposed killer. One chilling account came from an old fisherman, Baba Iko, who claimed to have seen Sango emerge from under the bridge. He walks with the shadows, Baba Iko said, his voice trembling. His eyes, they burn. And when he finds you alone, not even the loudest scream can cross the waters of the lagoon. Ada's curiosity transformed into an obsession. Each night, she ventured closer to the bridge, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and thrill. Her friends pleaded with her to stop, but the pull of the mystery was irresistible. Then, one fateful night, Ada's world turned upside down. As she hid near the bridge's underpass, her camera ready, the air grew inexplicably cold. A figure emerged from the darkness tall, draped in tattered robes, with eyes that shone unnaturally in the dim light. It was him, Sango, and before Ada could react, he was upon her. In the struggle that ensued, Ada managed to escape, but not before seeing the true face of Sango. He was no ghost, but a man, scarred by life and loss, wielding vengeance as his weapon against a society he believed had wronged him. Ada's escape was narrow, and her story, once published, became a sensation. It reignited the police's interest in the numerous unsolved disappearances linked to the bridge. They increased their patrols and finally, on a night stormy enough to mask even the loudest cries, they caught him. Sango Kola, the man beneath the bridge, was captured in a confrontation as violent as the storms that often lashed the city. Under the flashing lights of the police cruisers, he looked diminished, almost pitiable. But the look in his eyes was unrepentant and chilling. His trial was swift. The evidence, though circumstantial, was bolstered by Ada's testimony and the numerous accounts of his presence at the scene of the disappearances. Sango was sentenced to life in prison, where he remained a silent, brooding figure until his death. Ada, however, found no peace. The eyes of Sango haunted her in her dreams, a reminder of the darkness that lurks in the heart of the city. She continued her work with a newfound respect for the thin line between myth and reality, always wondering about the true nature of the evil that had lived under the bridge. As the tale of Sango, the terror beneath Kata Bridge, became a grim chapter in Lagos urban lore, Ada found herself increasingly consumed by the darkness she had touched. Despite her role in bringing a serial killer to justice, the shadows cast by the bridge grew longer and more sinister in her mind. Her life, once filled with the bustling sounds of Lagos and the camaraderie of her peers at the newspaper, now echoed with the haunting silence of the night. Ada's expose had made her a celebrity journalist overnight, her name synonymous with fearless reporting. However, fame brought not only accolades but also a creeping paranoia. She couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched, and the bridge, once a mere structure, now loomed in her life like a harbinger of doom. The community around the bridge was also changing. The police presence had indeed increased, but so had the curiosity of thrill-seekers and paranormal enthusiasts. The area became a bizarre tourist spot, with people coming to see the site where Sango, the supposed demon of Lagos, had prowled for victims. Street vendors sold Sango masks and fake talismans, both scaring and enticing tourists with tales more fantastical than the last. Meanwhile, the police, buoyed by their success, launched a deeper investigation into past disappearances in the city, uncovering a web of crimes that suggested Sango might not have acted alone. There were patterns and rituals in the killings that hinted at a cultic practice, perhaps remnants of ancient secret societies long thought extinct in modern Lagos. Ada couldn't stay away from the unfolding story. Driven by a mix of duty and dread, she delved deeper into the city's underbelly, her investigations leading her to old libraries and forgotten elders, piecing together a history of the bridge that was soaked in blood long before Sango had claimed it as his haunt. Her research revealed that the Kata Bridge, completed in the colonial era, had been built over an older, sacred site known to be a crossing for spirits into the land of the living. The elders spoke of a curse, an eternal guardian appointed to prevent the spirits from wandering freely among the living. With the construction of the bridge, the guardian's purpose had been twisted, his vigilance turned to vengeance. This new angle brought an unexpected twist to Ada's articles, and soon, her local mythologist, Professor Akin, approached her with an offer to collaborate on a book. Delving into historical records and local folklore, they uncovered evidence of ritualistic practices dating back centuries, possibly explaining the cultic elements of the murders attributed to Sango. But as Ada got closer to the truth, the more she felt Sango's spectral presence encroaching on her reality. She started receiving anonymous threats, warning her to stop digging into the past. One night, as she worked late at her office, the power cut out suddenly. In the darkness, she felt a chilling sense of déjà vu, the cold air, the feeling of being watched, and then a whisper, almost inaudible, saying, "Leave the dead to rest." Terrified but determined, Ada pushed forward with her publication, her resolve hardening with each obstacle. When the book was finally published, it was a sensation, casting a new light on the history of Lagos and resurrecting interest in the city's cultural heritage. However, the completion of the book did not bring Ada peace. The bridge's shadow seemed to stretch far beyond its physical location, reaching into her life, reminding her of the night she had looked into Sango's burning eyes. She knew the bridge held more secrets, and as long as it stood, the line between myth and reality would remain blurred, the whispers under the bridge a constant call in the night, a reminder that some shadows never fully dissipate. New stories every week. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a journey into the heart of African folklore.